Today we'll be talking a little bit about the OG version of Hulk that is in Contest of Champions. And as much as I would love to see tweaks and adjustments made to this character, frankly, I just don't think that it's going to happen. And the reason why is because he had a minor rework a couple years back where mainly they tweaked one of his animations and a couple of other things with his signature ability. But more so with the addition of Gladiator Hulk and the Hulk Immortal that was just added into the game, I don't think that we're going to see, at least anytime soon, a revamp or a rework to this character, but I still want to give my thoughts on what I think could happen if that were to transpire at some point in time, or at least give a couple of suggestions of what I think would be beneficial for this version of the character or this iteration. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what he's currently capable of before we move over to further speculation. And as a reminder, if you have not done so already, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave a like on today's video if you find it helpful or enjoyable. So Hulk has the ability to gain fury when he is attacking into his opponents. Every attack that he doles out or receives gives him a 12% chance to gain a fury buff that lasts for a 6-second duration. And that is pretty nice for his character, especially where he is revolving around damage that he ramps up over the course of a fight, which is fairly efficient and helpful. As the character loses health over the course of a fight, he will increase or have an increased chance to have those furies triggered up to a 50% increase to it, giving him a 62% chance of the fury being able to activate. Though if that does scale with his overall health, you're not going to see that full benefit until you are down in the very low end of that range. And additionally, Hulk is immune to any poison effects that can be caused by champions throughout the game. In terms of the special attacks bonuses that he has, there is an 85% chance to stun the opponent when there's an 85% chance to stun the opponent for 2 seconds anytime a special attack is activated, and the stun will last for 2 seconds. On any of Hulk's special attacks that he activates, there is an 85% chance to activate a 2-second stun on the opponent. But if there is a Fury buff active on Hulk at the time of the stun activating, the duration will be extended for a 1-second duration, giving you a 3-second timer, which actually allows you to chain some medium, light, medium combos into stun chaining your opponents and racking up or extending up your own energy for special attacks a little bit more efficiently as that goes on. And of course that can be extended a little bit with some of your mastery setups, but you can read more into those on kind of your own, because I haven't had a chance to really talk about that aspect of the game in depth. And of course, when Hulk drops below 25% of his health, he does gain a fury buff that lasts a little bit longer. It gains an 8-second duration, which increases his attack by a certain amount, and that fury is more potent than the other base furies that he is able to gain, which I think is good for his character and the overall design there. The final thing that we really need to talk about Hulk's current iteration before getting into his special attacks is the Hulk Rage, which is his signature ability, and that just increases his overall damage output based off of missing health, because as he starts losing a fight, or looks more like he will be losing a fight, he gets more upset and doles out more damage to the opponents that he is facing off against. So that does serve to be a benefit to him, and we'll talk a little bit more about what I think could be done to improve that signature ability and other abilities in just a brief moment. Now, in terms of the special attacks, we have the first special attack, which is the ground swell. This involves one blow directly into the ground, and then he picks up a chunk of the earth that has been loosened by that attack, and hurls that into the opponent. So that one can actually catch some people off guard fairly well, especially with the hitbox or the activation area immediately next to Hulk. If you mess up the dexterity timing on that, you're just going to eat a whole lot of damage. And then the secondary hit, again, requires some spatial awareness depending on how far away you are from the character once that attack has been activated. The secondary special ability, of course, is the Thunderclap, and this is quintessential. I mean, this is the attack that Hulk is most well known for, and looks really good in this iteration. The downside of it is a little bit easier to avoid, so maybe it would be interesting to see that altered where it has kind of more of a multi-hit win box type attack, forcing you to really try and avoid that special 2 attack wherever possible. But that's just a brief speculation of something that I think could be added to the character as the special attacks reanimated, or allowing them to be a little bit more difficult to work around for sake of balancing reasons. And then the third special attack is the World Breaker, where he will knock into the ground a couple of times and then hit the opponent up into the air before performing a very brutal volleyball type spike back down into the ground. It's kind of a crazy attack, and I'm not upset about the animation, but I wouldn't be against seeing a rework to the Special 3 animation, or even that minor adjustment to the Special 2 that I had suggested, and the Special 1 had been revamped from the headbutt that it was previously, so I really can't complain a whole lot about where that one is currently at. So, in terms of speculating on things that could be done to improve Hulk as a character, one of the things that I would really love to see with integrated to his special ability, in addition to extending the time that, in addition to increasing the damage, or the base damage that Hulk is capable of dealing, I would love to see a mechanic that extends the duration of the Furies that he has active up to 100% if you have the character at the maximum signature level. I really think that that would help to solidify the viability or increase the overall viability of this character, especially because the Fury ability to gain those Furies is not the greatest, with that relatively low percentage chance of gaining a Fury that increases over time. I think that that works very well, but it would be better if he was able to hold on to the effects of those Furies for a little bit longer once you've had the character for a longer period of time, or invested rank up materials to further advance the level of his signature ability. That's the largest thing that I feel could be beneficial, though I do think that it would be interesting to have an alternate take where there is the option of storing up a couple of those Furies with maybe a heavy attack, but have any Fury buffs that have been stored be lost as soon as a special attack has been used. So you would get that guaranteed stun, or that you would get a better chance at having that guaranteed stun duration timer extension, but you would have the trade-off of losing some of those buffs after using an attack if you have any of those Furies stored up from using a heavy attack in the middle of your combo. Those are just a couple of the ideas that I have for this character, but I'm very interested to hear and see what your thoughts and speculations are. Be sure to let me know what you think could be done to improve this character in the comments down below. And again, if you found today's speculation helpful or enjoyable, make sure that you leave a like on the video. Thanks again for watching, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.